Exciting when we're live, everybody. And I've decided this week, after 32 years of marriage, I like to sometimes start with a little marriage advice for everybody, a helpful marriage secret, as it were. I like to, around the house, keep things super funny and light, around the house. And my wife hates that crap. Stay tuned for more. Start the show.
Okay.
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online. And though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian
Lenny Schmidt.
Plus funny songs from
Devo Spice.
And a patty melt from Patti Vasquez. And much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Yay. I used to get up and walk away and do stuff, and now I'm lazy as hell. I just sit here. But, hey, Lenny, that was a pretty spiffy picture there that Steve chose. So mine are getting worse. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Virtual Comedy Show. I'm Brad Tassell, only one of two in the entire world on the earth. There are only two Brad Tassells. 7 billion people, just me and him. Now, does that make us special? No. It means that the millions of young Tassell couples, after having their babies, scrolled through names, and when they came to Brad, they went, I don't think so. So that means we are not very popular at all. But we have stars with very popular names. Steve Goodie, everybody, one of our stars. I found 5 Steve Goodies in the United States. So I don't know, Steve, if you know.
One of them's a football coach in North Carolina, if not mistaken.
That's right. My Brad Tassell is he runs rugby in New Zealand. Oh. And of course, Patti Vasquez, everybody, though. Patti, is that your name, Patti Vasquez? Patricia? Okay, Patty's not going to talk to me.
So much pressure. Wait, what?
Is Patricia Vasquez your name? What is your name, actually?
My name is Patricia Dora Gabriela Vasquez Bonin.
Yeah, that. So there are millions of those out there. There are thousands of Patricia Vasquez's out there. I mean, that's just a thing. But that name, because Vasquez is your maiden name. And you use that for entertainment, and you use your married name in life. Right?
No. Hold on. I didn't turn my camera on. No. Well, how much did you want to spend?
See, this is what happens when Brad doesn't write jokes.
All right. Yes.
I'm going to get to you. No, we'll
talk about it later. Well, I'm sorry. What?
Hold on a second. I'm trying to find my camera. Hold on, everybody.
How much? You know what? This is going to be extra long. Where's Patty? Okay.
She was going to change her name, and I talked her out of it.
And I changed my name from Bonin because my brother Michael Bonin was killed by John Wayne Gacy, and I didn't want that to be part of my story. So you're welcome.
Got it. Okay, so Bonin. Well, what's your husband's last name?
That's not for you to know.
Oh, got it. Okay, that's right.
I don't use it.
But that's the point. You don't want that known, is what I'm saying. Okay.
But it's also not a name I use. I kept my own name.
Yes, I see that. Okay.
All of them.
So Patty's complicated, everybody. I think that's what we found out.
That's what I thought you should. You really don't want to.
We all must fight for our Patties. We also have a headliner, amazing comedian, and man, a sexy picture. Lenny Schmidt, everybody. Lenny Schmidt. Yes. There are, is it Leonard Schmidt or just Lenny?
It is Leonard Albert Schmidt Jr. Vasquez.
Okay, so that's good. Now, as far as Lenny or Leonard Schmidt, there's a good 10 pages just in the United States of the white pages of Lenny Schmidt. And of course, the fantastic musician Devo Spice, which, man, there has got to be 30 of those out there in the U.S. alone. So by the way, okay, so everybody, I want to talk about this. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. Any Super Bowl fans out there?
Yes,
it was not. It was great to see Kansas City showing up for the last 7 minutes. I thought, man, what a great game. And it was good, though, that Philly won, because I know on this ship alone, it was 80% Philly fans. And if they lost, they'd have murdered everyone on the ship. That's all there's. I am telling you, I have been. Has anybody ever been to a Philly game in Philadelphia? I got beaten into a coma for wearing my high school team shirt. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
Yeah, they're rough there.
Crowd.
By the way, full disclosure, I watched about 6 minutes of the game and I did not see the halftime show. So I heard the halftime show was amazing if you were over 50 and angry. Up with People wasn't invited. See, that's a lot of Up with People fans. Remember Up with People? By the way, Up with People, if you don't remember, I tried to get in Up with People. I auditioned twice to be in Up with People, and then I found out it was a cult. Did you know it's a cult? Mm-hmm. Which is still around today. Up with People is still traveling, doing watered-down pop, rock, and music to spread positive messages that anyone, no matter what color or ethnicity, can act white if they really put their minds to it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
That's right. By the way, the last year Up with People did the halftime show, 1986. In 1987, I'm guessing you don't know who the halftime show was. Mm-hmm. George Burns and Mickey Rooney.
No.
Yes.
No. Come on.
George Burns. And George, what a lively show. George Burns was 91 and Mickey Rooney suffering dementia and so many guns Robert Blake was scared to be around him. That was what a show. The last marching band was 1990 and it was a salute to the Peanuts with a big finale where the Red Baron stabbed Snoopy with an EpiPen. Then 1991 started the pop, what we get today, pop era. New Kids on the Block did it in 91, but they still mixed it with like Disney kids songs that they did. And it wasn't until 1993 that it really became only about that. And 93 was Michael Jackson. And he didn't do any kids songs in the show. The kid part was in his house after.
Boom, boom, boom.
He's dead. He can't come back at me.
Is this the kind of material that's going to get you thrown off that boat?
That's right. Yeah, that joke right there. They love Michael Jackson on this boat. I'm telling you right now. So, okay, now let's see if any of these jokes work better than what I just said. Speaking of superstars, and now we're not, Kid Rock, who I believe will be tapped by Trump for Undersecretary of Housing and Urban Development to oversee trailer parks. He walked off the stage this last week during a show. He was doing a surprise guest appearance. He walked off after the audience didn't clap along enough with him. Yes, they didn't. Kid went to pout because that's what Cowboy My Baby does. And the crowd laughed him off the stage with one audience member saying, I didn't even know who that even was, but I'm amazed to see Dr. Phil and Jane Lynch had a baby 50 years ago. I've seen him lately.
Nice one.
And this is my favorite joke, and it's meaningless. Ed Sheeran. By the way, some people say I look like Ed Sheeran's dad. Ed Sheeran was arrested in India for busking between his shows. He went into the streets of India and started playing when police pulled his guitar and his amp out and took him in for disturbing the peace and ginger vandalitis.
Wow.
Boo.
I just want to let that hang in the air for ginger vandalitis. How long it took me to come up with that?
All day?
What is that?
From noon to 7 p.m. I sat here from noon to 7 p.m. and that finally came to me. Next Sunday is the SNL 50th anniversary special with appearances by the stars and musicians from every season. There will also be a touching in memoriam for the year that Robert Downey Jr. and Anthony Michael Hall were in the cast. Be very memoriam because it sucked that year. Okay. Well, we didn't know much about that, did we? All right. Hey, you're right. 20 jokes. 2 are good. Oh, hey, a portrait. This is wild. A portrait of a woman was recently found painted beneath a Picasso painting of his friend who was a sculptor, Mateo Fernandez. It's speculated that Picasso painted over the woman in 1901, a few months after he originally painted her. Through x-rays and scans, they've revealed a ghostly presence of a woman. And even with the naked eye, on the canvas, you can see all 3 eyes and 4 square noses. It's fantastic. Picasso. That's a Picasso joke. Okay. Scientists are saying you'll be better at finding creative solutions to problems and coping and dealing with adversity if you are lemonading. You ever heard that? Lemonading is where in times of adversity you become more playful and positive instead of negative. The only caveat is if you actually say, when you're given lemons, make lemonade, and then you're murdered. So that's good. Okay.
Then you're murdered.
Oh, hey, Lenny, you live in California. Are you okay? Is the house okay?
Yeah, we're fine. We were good. We were close, but we didn't have any major problems. So.
Oh, that's great. Chris Cope, you know Chris Cope, comedian?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on the ship and we had to get, his wife called him. We are leaving, get here. He had to fly home, and I think they're okay too, but that was like a block away. It was so bad.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. My daughters got evacuated last time I was on the Apex. It was a little freaky.
Gosh. Well, a man in California came home after the wildfires to find a 525-pound male black bear living under his house.
Yep.
Authorities had a hard time luring the bear out, but found out all they needed to do was find porridge that was just right.
Oh, what cocaine? Oh.
How many people were waiting for cocaine?
Cocaine
You're all waiting for cocaine. I didn't do it. Hey, it's National Marriage Week this week.
Yay.
How many people are married besides me and Kevin?
Oh.
Patty is married. We know that. Tom, you're married? Okay. That's great. It's National Marriage Week. So, National Marriage Week spokesman Arlene Pelican, I don't know. She released a book called Making Marriage Easier with steps like prioritizing time together and not having any close relationships with the opposite sex. But oddly, the best advice came from her husband, who said, it's best not to say to your wife, this book sucks. Leave that out if she writes a book. All right. Hey, the website Cheapism came out with the 25 cheap or free things to do in New Orleans. Yep. And coming in at number 26, HPV. It's cheap. It's cheap or free. You can get HPV free in New Orleans. Okay. Hey,
Get it on this show.
You want the weirdest news ever?
Indeed.
I agreed with the orange skid mark on something. Trump has instructed the Treasury Department to stop making pennies. I believe they are not needed anymore and they're way too expensive to make. And Trump wants to make sure, after all his policies take effect, that he can take away the last thing Americans have.
Paper straws.
Pennies. Oh yeah, paper straws are going too. You gotta love a guy who makes a executive order affecting 12 people. That was the best.
He said it was because it doesn't work in hot liquid.
That's right. Hey, hot liquid was my porn name. So
I understand he's banning hot liquids too.
Yes, I know, and I got fired from the porn.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder why.
Yes. French President Emmanuel Macron told CNN France is lagging behind in the global artificial intelligence race. When asked how they can catch up, Macron said, more tongue.
Nope.
Sorry for the interference. I muted him.
That's
Carry
right.
on.
I'm skipping the next one because it's really long and it's about Kanye West. Here we go. No, okay. Well, okay. I'll do it fast. Kanye West did well, and there's no punchline, so you really got screwed when you just said do it. Kanye West did what would be the punchline to a joke about Kanye West years ago, He bought a Super Bowl commercial to get people to go to a website where the only thing to buy on the website was a T-shirt with a swastika on it.
Oh, Jesus.
This dude leans in more than a horny ninth grader watching the first season of Game of Thrones. I mean, it's just
Oh, yeah.
the right wing has left us no place to go. We used to be able to joke about how racist or how anti-Semitic or homophobic that they could get, right? Then they decided to be that bad in reality. There's literally no exaggeration they won't meet or surpass their reality. I would say what's next and do a punchline, but there is no what's next. Elon Musk is literally doing Nazi salutes. Trump is literally telling Palestinians they don't get to go home. Trans people are literally being told not to exist. The only consolation is since we deported every farm worker, there won't be any food. So we're fantastic.
Yay.
And America is great again. See, I had no punchline for that. Okay, anyway, here it is. Now it's time for the joke of the day. Steve,
there's more.
Here for the joke of the day.
I'll be here for the joke of the day.
That's right. And if I remind everybody, I get a list of jokes every day, but it's only the setup, and I refuse to click to see the punchline, so I wrote it myself. And here it is. And by the way, we found out, was it last week or the week before? If you want to pay $20, you can tell a joke. So $20 for a joke. Here we go. Joke of the day. Why did the rabbit rush out at midnight?
Why did the rabbit rush out at midnight?
Oh, by the way, I wrote the premise to this too. This isn't a joke. I wrote this whole joke. Why did the rabbit rush out at midnight? Hair today, gone tomorrow.
Tremendous.
Tremendous.
Yes, and now Brad will send each of you $20.
I do want to say this. This is the best connection I've ever had on a ship.
That's great. That's right. Hey, Brad Tassell, everybody. Clap like Brad Tassell. Yay. All right. That was fun.
That was fun. And it took me 6 hours to write ginger vandalitis.
So worth it, especially since Devo Spice is with us, and I'm sure he'll make that rhyme in the next 10 minutes or so. All right, let's do this. It's time for... That's right. It was Super Bowl Sunday yesterday, and we all enjoyed a lot of excitement and a lot of dumb stuff. And but there were some surprises. It wasn't everything you would expect it to be. So these are the top 10 surprises at the Super Bowl. Number 10. I knew it was happening. Number 9. Kelsey Frenching Melania.
What?
That was surprising. Number 8. There was a football game involved.
Yeah.
Number 7. The orange team said the game was rigged. These are the surprises at the Super Bowl. Number 6. The FAA got Air Force One there in one piece. Number 5. One player never made a tryout and never got hired and never practiced, but was somehow co-quarterback anyway.
Ooh, I don't know what that means.
It's an Elon Musk joke.
Got it. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. No. Okay.
Hello. Gotta get you off that boat. Number 4.
What is that?
The president didn't try to sell the NFL a new $50,000 coin for the flip. I, one, was surprised. Number 3. I didn't care about the game, but the commercials were also something I didn't care about. Number 2. The halftime show delightfully triggered all the white people in the universe.
Yes.
Yes.
And the number 1 surprise at the Super Bowl, Taylor's team lost. I should have said spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler would have been a good idea. That would have been good. So wait, on the ship they play the game, but they don't have the rights to play the commercials. So they don't, and people complain. I walked out on stage last night and said, "Man, those commercials were amazing." Did you get them in your cabin? What?
Oh, this is how you make friends all over the world.
They booed. Hey, speaking of never friends. Booing ever, where is she?
Yeah, bring her on because she's our friend and we need her. We need her desperately.
We do.
I would love to once again bring this all to a screeching halt.
I just have so many fun names.
I'm bad off the cuff. You want to ask me a question? I'm going to give you real answers.
Hey, we're all talking at the same time.
That's what I want.
Okay.
Now no one's talking.
Now it's Patty's turn.
Yes, I was gonna say if you ask me a question, I give real answers and it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's what we
Yay.
want. We want you crazy.
So, are you feeling crazy tonight? How crazy are
all
you
right.
feeling tonight?
Huh?
Are you feeling kind of crazy?
Oh, I'm definitely feeling. I mean, it's a subdued crazy. I think we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Are you
Here we
home?
go.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Well, see.
Whoops. Now, sorry.
Yeah, I screwed that up.
You're nice. You're red cheeked. It's cute.
You know what's great about this show?
What?
Time it.
Uncensored.
Okay, let's try it.
Is Patty crazy?
Am I crazy?
Patty's not sure, Patty's not From lunatics winning their local races to major league wackos with orange faces to obnoxious a-holes taking handicap spaces. If she's losing her mind, that's fair. She's Patti Vasquez.
Am I crazy?
Yes.
Yes, I think I am at the point of what people are calling radical acceptance, which I tried to do the night of the election. I told you guys that night that when I realized it was the orange what was the orange skid mark? I like that. I like that name. that was going to happen. I remember trying to go to sleep, but I also knew I wanted to get ready. But then I was trying to imagine what am I supposed to get ready for, and that was terrifying. And this is pretty much it. This is pretty much what I thought. I mean, all the people who were saying, well, I didn't know he was going to come for farm subsidies. I didn't know he was going to come for Meals on Wheels. Like these Lutheran organizations who were like, wait, we get money from USAID. We try to help people. Yeah, he said he was going to do that. And what I want every reporter in every press conference, every time they ask him a question, I want them to follow it up with, and what does Elon Musk think about that? I want them to make him crazy with that stuff. I love that he was on Time Magazine behind the desk. I love that. I don't know if it'll make a difference because here's the thing. There's a listener called into my show today and told me, I don't want to tell you the name of the writer because I don't want you to go down this rabbit hole, but there's like some dystopian future writer. He's like a software engineer, Curtis something. At any rate, apparently like his vision of the future is to turn America into a corporation, that we can't function with government. This is the whole, Ronald Reagan said, what has the government ever done for you? I'm sorry, but the government has pretty much lined the pockets of billionaires. And a lot of folks ask, well, why are they doing this? Because they want to turn the entire country into a company town. They want us to pay the rent to them. They want us to buy their groceries. I'm sorry. Is this fun stuff? I don't mean
Yeah.
It's really, really, really exciting.
Yeah.
This writer was the one that he wrote about how we need to expel all the Palestinians out of Gaza and essentially turn it into a corporate state, a corporate entity. And yeah, because he said that Gaza is worth more money with the people out of it than with the people in it. And then we can populate it with whoever we want. And that countries that allow immigrants and have open borders just turn into slums. And that we all need to accept that there is a hierarchy when it comes to race and gender. So fun stuff. If you guys remember, there was a piece of legislation last year that was making its way through the Capitol, which is the Safeguard Act. You guys remember this one? The one where because they were so successful with their anti-trans agenda, which, by the way, how many trans women athletes are there, folks? Anybody know? Less than a friggin' 100. I'm just saying. God, these people are such turds. At any rate, there's legislation that essentially your ID, your passport has to match your birth certificate, right? It's intended to what we're buying it as. Oh, well, they don't want someone to change their gender and then be able to vote. They want to take their voting rights away. Only to Brad's point earlier about my name. My name, my birth certificate matches my driver's license and my passport. Why? Because I never took my husband's name. So who is vulnerable are all the women who took their husband's names and changed it legally, because now your birth certificate does not match what's on your passport, because that right now is legal, because they don't care what's legal. They've already decided that judges should just be thrown out, that there is no separation of the branches. Everything's great. So it's really, everything's going really well. This is fantastic. I just really like how this is going. Yeah. And to Brad's point, yes, pennies cost more to produce than they do to their own value. It costs almost 4 cents to make a penny. But what will getting rid of pennies do? Make us rely more on what? On what? On what?
Nickels.
You want to know how much a nickel costs?
How much does that nickel cost?
14 cents, Steve.
Wow.
It cost 14 cents to make a nickel. So, I mean, this Department of Government Efficiency and cutting all this money, and they paid them $7 million, and of course they're cutting money to programs that people rely on while sending the president to the Super Bowl for $15 million. It's all just going so well.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This is Patricia Dora Gabriela Vasquez Bonin signing off.
Wait, what happened?
That thing happens when we click at the same time. That's what happens.
Why did we click at the same time?
Because we're idiots.
Well, now where's Patty? What?
We can't get the hang of Zoom. It's only been 5 years.
It's only been 5 years. We're coming up on 5 years next month. So
You think Zoom could fix that?
Instead, we need to get the dollar bill. We need to get rid of and just have dollar coins because that would save a ton of money.
Yeah, then we'd be loonies and toonies and we could all move to Canada.
We could have loonies and toonies. I think that's fantastic.
You mean the 51st state? Okay.
Yes, that's right. The 51st state. We're taking them over. And I think everything is just as much chaos as possible as you're not watching them put all the money in their pocket.
But that's what I mean. The billionaire class will grow. We'll rely on them. There's no Consumer Protection Bureau anymore. So there's no regulations on how much banks can charge you for overdraft fees. It's all good. And
if you get rid of as many like Latinos and stuff like that, then you have a minority class that has to do the simplest jobs to take the least education. And if you make education only for people who are white, it's Prague is looking good. I'm telling you.
And this isn't in the news, but there are contractor non-union workers who are attacking union workers in Chicago on work sites.
Yep.
Yay! Congratulations, America! Right.
And then the people that voted for that are like, what? Why am I
just dumb?
I know.
Absolutely dumb. Yep.
Well, and the sad part is, I tell my wife, do you want to get down? We win. If we want, I'm on the side of the winning team.
Well, you mean of being right that this was all going to go to crap?
No, of being a white guy with a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Although my daughter, she's an entomologist at Mississippi State, they do 90% of the invasive species studies. They were going to take their money away so that agriculture would have nothing to save any crops whatsoever.
Oh, by the way, take your cans because there's an outbreak of botulism. Have a great day, everybody.
Hey, Patti Vasquez, bringing a sunshiny ray of light.
Yeah. Speaking of sunshiny rays of something.
Sunshiny rays to burn down the entire country. Bye.
Devo's going to solve all of this.
Thank you, Devo.
Is $13 considered a bunch of money? Because if that's the case, then I also know a white guy with a bunch of money. So.
It is, as long as you have at least $8,000 of credit card debt to go along with the $13 that you have.
Oh, I'm good. I'm many times over good.
All right, excellent. Plus, if I remember right, one of your kids' whole scholarship thing went away. So, yay!
Actually, that didn't affect him, thankfully.
Okay, good. It ruins my point, but yay! Well, you know the deal around here, Devo. We're going to do a little intro because you're our musical guest, and then you're going to do a song, and I have no idea what you're going to do, and somehow I've got to answer it, and then you'll do another one. So here's an intro for you. Any second now. I screwed it up again. How is this going so bad? Things were going so well.
It's only been 5 years.
Here we go. I blame Trump.
Please keep moving.
It's our musical guest. Our musical guest. Gonna sing something funny and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest. Our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest.
Devo Spice will make everything better.
So over the years, I've done a whole bunch of cover songs, and summer I decided to collect them all onto an album called Cover Up. So that's a thing that exists now. And one of the reasons I did a cover song was because 2 years ago I turned 50, and I decided to cover one of my favorite songs from the Dr. Demento show back in the 90s. This was originally by Doo Wah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Big 5-0. It hits you like a bomb. Your libido is waning and your memory is gone. You can well nigh say goodbye to get up and go. Howdy do. Welcome to the Big 5-0. used to do all night. Back when you was 20, still reappear and bring a cheer, but twice a year is plenty. Your mind says party and your body says whoa. Grind your gums, here comes the big 5-0. You got sags of ever-growing size. You got bags underneath your eyes. You got a spare tire from all them beers. You got hair growing out of your ears. You got a pain in your torso, achy breaky bones, dizzy spells and more so. Gallstones, it hurts for a week. You stub your toe. Tough luck, you can't duck the big 5-0. Now, my son actually has a banjo, and I thought it might be fun to actually learn to play a little bit so I could do a simple lick in this song or something, and no. You work less before you take a break. You play less, it's hard to stay awake. You put less strain upon your heart. The only thing you do more of is burp. Stay away from women. Stay away from sports. Is your hair all gray and thinning? You bet your boxer shorts, you better watch your diet. Eat real slow. You got all you're ever gonna get. Careful not to work up sweat. Don't get upset. Take another tag of match you gonna regret you ever met. The big 5-0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was so nice. Gosh, what could I possibly reply with? Let's see. How about the Zoom show? After I was doing Zoom shows and I found out only through Zoom that this is actually happening here. I do want to be combing over as best I can, but thank you very much. So, yeah. Well, you were real good looking when you were 23. With a full head of hair, well, now that's history. Now you're middle-aged, what's happening to it? It goes down the drain when you shampoo it. Admit you got a bald spot. Oh, just admit you got a bald spot. Admit you got a bald spot. Buy a toupee. Come on with the lotions that you rub in there. They smell real weird and they don't grow hair. Your nose is sprouting and your ears are insane, but it's never coming out on top again. Admit you got a bald spot. Have you lost a little bit? No, it's a lot. Admit you got a bald spot. Gentlemen, do you wear baseball caps to formal events? Do friends ask you about the small animal that's living on top of your head? Have you tried spray on hair replacements, creams, lotions, potions, elixirs, tinctures, tonics, balms, salves, liniments, and ointments? All to no avail. Maybe it's time to try Screw It All. The new all-natural, FDA-approved, do-it-yourself, low-cost, no side effect, non-addictive, non-toxic, eco-friendly, plant-based, biodegradable, over-the-counter, non-invasive approach to the weird crap your body does as you get older. Find it at www.screwitall.com. Order now.
Yeah.
That's what happens when I don't rehearse.
Yes.
Yay!
And now
Steve,
another
that's
song from Devo's
it's one of my favorite songs of yours. Thank you for doing
Thank you
that.
very much.
So me again?
Yes.
Yes.
Me again. All right. So every so often I do what I call ridiculous raps, where I get suggestions from the audience or my fans and stuff. And this was one of the early ones, and it's still a fan favorite. This was suggested by Carrie Dalby.
Yay!
Cupcakes! Cupcakes! Oh my God, Mom's making cupcakes! 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 Oh my God, Mom's making cupcakes! 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 Oh my God, Mom's making cupcakes! 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 Oh my God, Mom's making cupcakes!
I had a crappy day at school, but that really doesn't matter, cause my happy face appeared when I saw mommy making batter in those little round tins that you put the batter in. Guess I'm getting a bit fatter before the day ends. There's a batch in the oven and I'm loving the smell, although it's making me drool. And I can tell that the sight is gonna make the night quite alright. I think I'm getting a sugar high and I haven't even had a bite. Hey mom, need any help? I'll get a stool. I know the rule, no touching, but I can blow them till they're cool. And I'll sing a song like people down in Dixie sing. If you let me lick the batter off that mixy thing, man, I can't wait. Only a kid understands. There's nothing better than a cake that you can eat with your hands, with candy and little sprinkles that fall all over the place, and then up comes the frosty smeared all over your face. We'll give some to the neighbor and we'll save a few for later, but I'm licking every crumb off of that little piece of paper. I'd really be surprised if they last another day, cause I'll eat 30 or 40 if she looks the other way. What's the occasion anyway? Being my birthday's in May, it's still a few months away. Then my mom dropped a bomb that she made so many for a PTA meeting, and I can't have any. Trade, all I could say was, what? That's nuts. I felt like my mother punched me in the gut. Then she turned with a smile and a pile on the side and said she made a couple extras. Open wide. Cupcakes. Cupcakes. Oh my God, mom's making cupcakes. 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 Featuring my kids when they were little.
Hey, what's that song called?
What's that about?
Cupcakes.
Oh, right, there you go.
My
Cupcakes, all capitals, exclamation point. Very important.
that song is Christmas cookies. My wife's Christmas cookies. I eat 100 of them, and it's not good. Not good. And I'm bald, so I don't know what to do. So. That snaps.
Thanks, Divo, for making us both feel terrible.
Yes.
That's what I do.
I know.
That's
It's a
fine.
gift.
Great.
Bob feels
Sounds
good
wonderful.
about both things.
So
Hey,
where
are you
do
going to be
people
performing
find you?
anytime soon? He said knowingly.
Yes, I'm going to be performing at MarsCon, March 7th through 9th in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Ooh, that sounds. We should all go.
You should.
We should absolutely all go.
I miss
Absolutely.
everything.
Regardless of what the FAA is up to, we're all going.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
another
driving.
today. Another
I'm
plane hit
driving.
another plane today. I mean, just it's boy. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Driving.
You need a gay transportation secretary. That's all there is to it.
That's
That's
what
the most important thing in the world, right there. So, all right. Hey,
Thank you,
hey,
both.
hey, Lenny Schmidt. I'm calling
Thank
you. You're
you.
coming up in a minute. Thank you
bud.
there. Thank you there, Devo Spice.
Yeah, that was
That's his
very
real
strong.
name, I think, is what it is. So wait, I found.
Oh,
Lenny.
look, hey, Jeff Morris has joined us. Hi, Jeff.
Oh, hi, Jeff. Oh, hi, Jeff. No, this is Lenny Schmidt. I don't know.
Yeah,
who-
this is Lenny
Hi,
Schmidt.
Lenny.
Yeah,
I was
hi,
waiting for
Lenny.
him.
How you
Jeff.
doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? I
I'm
want a cupcake now, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I do too. I could love a cupcake. Actually, you know, from being on these ships, there's 100 cupcakes right at the Cafe Baccio, so I can go get.
They're not that far away. I try
Yeah.
to not look at them. If I can not see the cupcakes on the ship, I'm in better shape.
Trying not to say not see, but yes.
Well, yes.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that.
After
if I cannot-
this, I'm going to get a cupcake now, you bums. All right, Steve, tell him what he's going to do.
Here's what's going to happen, Lenny Schmidt. Since you are a big winner tonight, we're going to play a little intro for you. It's going to be very exciting, and then it'll be all you for 10 minutes of awesome stand-up, and then we will tell you how great you were.
10. I thought I was doing 40.
40.
Okay.
That's right.
We'll see how the first 10 goes.
All right. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this right this time.
It's time for our big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Monday. Yeah.
Lenny Schmidt.
Yeah, just like that. I'm the big fancy headliner. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm thrilled. It's Super Bowl Monday, I call it, which is a sad day because there's no football for another 9 months. So it's going to be a little depressing. But I was happy to watch the game yesterday. Even more happier, it was on Fox. I'm getting tired of having to download a different platform every time I want to watch a different sport. It's either Hulu or UU or just something. Or I'm glad to see that the Super Bowl wasn't on the Cheese Channel or anything like that. It's very confusing for me. It's very difficult. It's hard to keep track. I do know it's worse with baseball because everybody's got baseball, and every platform has their own graphic on what the score is and the innings and all this. And they try to put more and more information in the graphic, information you don't even need for the game. And the more information you put into the graphic, the smaller the font is. I have an 80-inch TV in my front room, and I'm wearing glasses standing next to it. My brother is like, "What's the score?" And I go, "I don't know, but Flanagan's cholesterol is off the charts." And of course, yesterday was being the Super Bowl and a Bears fan. That means I had no skin in the game, really. It was just yet another game that I could watch and think about 1985 reminiscently. And as a Bears fan, I travel like Brad. We're all over the place. We're traveling all over the place. And if you have a particular team you love and you go to another city, you have to find a bar that shows that game. You got to be like a Chicago bar or Bears bar. So everywhere I go, I was in Seattle once. I Googled Bears bar and found it. And I found out the hard way that you have to Google Chicago Bears bar not Bears ball. Because I am not on that team, and it's not fun. It was a lot different. I actually have daughters. I have two daughters that live with me here in California. They're 23 and 20. They're at an age now. I really am digging watching them become young women. It's a cool thing to see them become adults. I mean, I'm really into that. I spend my whole life with my kids, and we have a good relationship. And there's so many different stages of being a parent. When they're little, they're toddlers. You're basically just telling them what to do, and you solve all their problems. When they'll come to you, go, I'm hungry, and you go, I'll get you a sandwich, right? And then they become a teenager, and then you kind of just guide them into what to do. And they'll come to you and they'll go, I'm hungry, and you're like, there's a fridge in the kitchen, you lazy. Go make a sandwich. And then when they get into their 20s, they know what to do. They have the answers. They just don't want to do it. They never do. And they'll come to you for an out. They'll come to you for an excuse. And that's where you got to put the ball back in their park. The way I do it is I just agree with my daughter. And this drives her nuts because she knows what she's supposed to do. She's just looking for me to do it. She came to me a few weeks ago. She's like, hey, Dad, I think I should get my own car. And I go, so do I. I think you have to get your own car. And then she goes, well, then that means I'm going to have to get a second job. And I go, yes, it does. You're going to need a second job. And she, well, now I'm going to have to work weekends. I go, pretty much, yeah. You're going to have to work all weekend long. And she said, well, I'm going to be working for the rest of my life. And I go, yeah, it sucks. I know. I hear you. It's pretty much what happens. And she'll go, I wish someone would just give me a car. And I go, I wish someone would just give me a car. That'd be the greatest. And then she go, is this going to be one of your stupid jokes? I go, absolutely. This is going to be one of my stupid jokes. And now both the girls, they live with me. They're when they're little. Here's the thing: when you have kids, I love the beginning of being a parent. You don't know what you're going to do when you have kids. Your very first kid is the whole learning curve. You have a kid, and then you figure it out on the fly. My approach was simple. I thought if I just had kids and made them better than me, that was my only goal. Was I just make my children better than I am. And I did. They're 23, they're 20, they got it together, they're responsible, they're good. I was a mess at 23. I'm a mess now. They're better than me now. They're better. They're the adults in this little relationship. Yeah. We were in the grocery store 2 weeks ago, Ralph's. I was walking down the aisle. Some guy bumped into me, just kept going. But I snapped. I'm like, hey, nothing? No, I'm sorry. Nothing at all. And my oldest daughter just looks at me and goes, Dad, go to the car. And then she looks at the guy and goes, I'm sorry, he's just turned 60. He's not very stable right now. He's got some issues.
Youngster.
Dude, and the kids, man, both my daughters, up until the age of 18, their favorite place to go to celebrate was Subway. They loved the Subway. I didn't care. They didn't care what it was. I would go anywhere you want to go. Name the place. Spare no expense, whatever you want to do. And they would go, I want to go to the Subway. I'm like, I love you. I love you so much. Hey, let me get a 20. It's on me right now. Now we hang out the girls hang out in Santa Monica. It's all Michelin 5-star, fancy, uppity, you know what I mean? These fancy, a kind of restaurant that's got 6 butter waiters. You know what I'm talking about? Or like a giant plate of food with little bitty portions, kind of place where you got to bring a Subway sandwich to eat between courses. Otherwise you're going to starve while you're there. So, and my daughter pulls me aside, 23rd birthday. I take her, a bunch of friends, the whole thing, all dressed up. She pulls me aside. She looks at me and goes, Dad, look, I know this is weird for you and you're not really into this, but I want you to know it's my birthday and I wanted all my friends here. And I think you should know you're my best friend. Oh. She told me it was sweet. I almost cried. When she said that. And then she gave me the bill. That's when I cried. Right then I cried. Really cried. And the oldest now, my oldest, she runs the house. She runs the house. She's in charge of everything. I didn't time this. Where am I at time-wise? I need to know.
We don't care. Keep talking.
You got 3 minutes. You're doing great.
I'm doing fine. Okay, perfect. This is great. They both my daughters live in California. Pot's legal here in California, so they're stoners, both of them, little stoner kids. But they're responsible stoners. They go to work, go to school, they get their tasks done, clean the house, get everything done every night. 11 o'clock, They bong it up. Both of them smoke like little maniacs. And you don't even have to, I don't smoke pot anymore. It's strong. Pot is strong. Like you don't even, and you don't have to smoke it anymore. There's a million different ways you can ingest marijuana into your body. You can smoke it, suck it, snort it, shove it, stick it. My oldest daughter cooks it with THC oil, highly condensed oil. She cooks everything in it. She keeps it in a bottle next to the olive oil in the kitchen. So how was I supposed to know 2 weeks ago when I came home and I made the most delicious eggs I've ever had my entire life? And then an hour later, I made the most delicious eggs I've ever had. It just happened over and over and over again. But the oldest runs the house, man. We'll wrap it up with this. This is the oldest. She runs the whole house. I'll be honest with you. I'm afraid of her. The 23-year-old scares me to death. She's very type A, very rigid. She's got a lot of rules. She's very strict. She's smart. Everything I do, I get her advice. I get her input for every decision I make in my entire. You know why? She is smart. She's smarter than me. I know she is. She can answer all the questions as far as I'm concerned. I'm done. I'm out. I'm one missing slipper and a robe away from being the crazy old man that lives on the couch. I will. I'll own it. I don't care. I'm beginning to understand Alzheimer's. I think some of those people are faking. I think you spend the first 18 years of your life wanting to be taken seriously, wanting to have the final say in anything, and then you get it. But it lasts forever. 60, 70, 80 years, and you're just tired of having all the answers. Then one day your child has an answer, and you go, oh, that's a pretty good answer. And then they do it again. You go, oh, that's an even better answer. And then you just check out. You're done. And she looks at you one day and goes, Dad, what are you going to do about the mortgage? And you just go, I like pudding. I believe that's my time if I follow my imaginary clock. Yes, perfect.
Yes.
Thank
you. Fantastic. Hey, I'll tell you this, my daughter's going to be 23, and my problem is I still want to step in and fix stuff.
Oh, that's
She is capable of fixing it all, but I am ready. The roommate or the rent or the people with the car, and I'm just like, I'm going to call them. She's like, you're not calling anybody because I would go right to that school and say, do this, do that, and then by the time she gets to college, you can't call the professor at a university and go, I'm coming to your house, pal.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You can just get in trouble. All right.
She gets to be an adult.
You could. I always run it by them.
Steve, we can't hear you.
Sorry. I really like that we started with cupcakes and then we got to Christmas cookies and now pudding.
Oh, pudding.
I like pudding.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
I like
good. This naturally fell into place.
I like pudding.
Pudding's the only thing I like chocolate.
Really?
Yeah. I like chocolate as chocolate, but I don't like chocolate ice cream. Not big on chocolate cake. I like chocolate cupcake, but I like chocolate pudding.
And this is why you keep getting fired from cruise ships.
That's
exactly
right.
All right, Chuck doesn't like chocolate either.
Chuck does not like pudding.
I can't explain any of you
Chuck doesn't
people.
like chocolate at all?
Who doesn't like pudding? That's
I
the
hate chocolate.
Oh, no, that's wild.
That is such a big piece of the puzzle.
Lenny, Chuck is at IU. She's a freshman. Freshman?
Yes.
Yeah, freshman at IU. So she is now making a lot of her own decisions, and it's very cool.
the first
Chuck, is it weird that you're making all your own decisions now, or is it just so freeing for you?
I don't know.
I'll decide that for you.
There's a decision she couldn't even make. Okay.
There we go. And it's okay though, because it was her decision not to make the decision. It's a win. Yes.
That's a win. So, Lenny, where are you going? Where are you headed?
Well, as you know, I'll be on cruise ships forever. Next, I'm going to the Celebrity Apex. My next land gig is May 18th in Dallas. I'll be in Dallas the weekend of May 18th. But besides
you have a podcast, right?
I do. I have a podcast called Total Schmidt Show. Actually, tomorrow night we stream live with my brother Mike Schmidt. Will be my guest tomorrow. And
that's a Total Schmidt show right there.
How'd you get him?
Show.
Oh, nice.
How'd I meet him? We go way back.
Yeah, we go.
But I travel all over. I talk to entertainers like both of you guys. You guys have been on the show, but especially when I'm on a ship, I like to talk to entertainers. We talk about doing working ships, traveling, doing shows, and traveling the country. So
I haven't heard from you in 5 years, but okay.
Season 3, 100, episode 109. You're on my list for season 7.
I'm sorry, episode what?
109.
That's all? Steve, where are we?
We're at 248. Thanks for asking, Brad.
Way ahead of me.
Well, we started the week of the pandemic.
Yes. Plus, we don't put any energy into these things.
And we don't put any time or energy in. So it's.
I like that. Well,
I took 6 hours to write
COVID, but that was the total Schmidt, or that was quarantine.
Lenny Schmidt. Yeah. Quarantine comedy.
That's
it. Write that down.
About 230 of those because I did it daily during COVID when nothing was
daily. Wow.
Yeah.
Those can you imagine if we did this daily? We'd have no content at all.
It kept us
or any of these people.
Right.
Right. Not one of these people on the list here that I'm looking.
That's right. We'd be down from 14 to nothing.
Yes.
No, you'd be stuck with the Connollys. No, we'd be there.
Yeah. Kevin and Liz every day.
Hey, Kevin and Liz. I'm going to be in Chicago on March 6th. I keep forgetting to tell you that.
Tatas.
So put that on your calendar.
Lenny, you're working the Tatas?
He'll be at Tata's Kitchen and Social on Irving Park Road. And Lenny, if you're coming through town, let me know if you want to come and do a gig there.
Yeah.
A set there. Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'm in town I'm going to Fritz's farewell show March 8th at Zanies in Rosemont.
There you go.
Cool. I'm doing that. So
that's good. But I'm doing
for sure next time I'm there.
I'm doing only Mexican restaurants from now on, and I think it's working very well.
Yes. Agave, Tatas. If you could find a cheese to open, you would be.
There's a thing here, and I'm going to keep doing it till they deport me.
That's right. I want to do Tatas someday, but again,
there's a market.
Lenny, I am on ships endlessly. So until I get
fired. All right. She says that's why Steve is a gas.
All right, get rid of him. All right, get rid of him. I think
you're going away, Lenny. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, bye, guys. You're great.
Thanks. We are great. Thank you.
Now it's time for a commercial.
Wait.
The world's longest running comedy music concert series is back.
So this song is about following your dreams and never giving up. It's also about the Hulk.
MarsCon 2025 is taking place March 7th through 9th at the Hilton Minneapolis St. Paul Mall of America Hotel in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Can I get a celebratory woo? Woo! Woo! Thank you.
This year's event will have performances by Worm Quartet, Devo Spice, The Great Luke Ski, Insane Ian, Harry Dalby, Meow Me, Steve Goodie, Nuclear Bubble Wrap, The Odd Ditty, Holy Bongwater, Regdar and the Fighters, Primordial Pouch, and this year's comedy music guests of honor, sponsored by Needle Juice Records, John S. Hall and Dog Bowl of King Missile Dogfly Religion.
I don't go to recitals anymore because my hearing is too sensitive, and I don't go to art galleries anymore because there are people there, and I can't deal with people.
Registration for a weekend badge is $55 until January 31st. After that, it'll be $70 at the door. To pre-register and for more info on MarsCon, visit marscon.org.
Please continue to hold. Your comedy music will be with you shortly.
You are currently the 27th caller in line.
And that is March 7th through 9th. Here's something that's happening tomorrow.
It's Al, the Weird Tribute, and how Daniel Radcliffe got mixed up in this nonsense.
I'm Steve, and I like funny songs.
How come you're always such a fussy young man? Don't want no Captain Crunch, don't want no Raisin Bran.
And I love Weird Al.
Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.
I'm abbreviating commercials because that's what I do. Here's all the information. I'll leave it in the screen for just a little while longer. That's right. It's tomorrow, 6 o'clock door, 7 o'clock show. Okay.
I got it. You should do a tour of Mexican restaurants.
I think that's exactly what I am doing.
I know, but you need more. You need like.
I know. All right, hey, now it's time for.
Hey, I've got one.
How about another dumb song from Steve?
For no
Oh, I've left. Wait, stop.
I can't stop.
I'm gone.
Once these things roll, I can't stop them, but then we can talk after they're over. So, yes? Oh, okay, you don't want to talk. All right, fine.
I left.
I thought we'd do this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We've been practicing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been practicing this for years and years now. Certainly seems like it. And the one thing I know how to play is a medley of Weird Al songs. So let's get excited. Here we go. Ooh, yes. Wait, hold on. Before I do that, I gotta do a little warm up with a little Van Halen. Okay, that's enough of that. So. Well, if anybody would like to time me, this is part of the show, and I do 12 songs in 3 minutes. But I've been going so fast that I've had to slow it down to get it at 3 minutes. So let's see if I can do it in 2.5. If anybody has a clock or a stopwatch and wants to time me, let's do it. Here we go.
I'll tell you when to go.
Now. I'm starting now. you're always such a fussy young man. No one, no Captain Crunch, no one, no Raisin Bran. Well, don't you know that other kids are starving in Japan, so eat it. Don't you tell me you're full, just eat it. Eat it, eat it, eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it. Have a banana, have a whole bunch. It doesn't matter what you had for lunch, just eat it. Well, I'm yelling and I'm playing, but I don't know what I'm saying. What's the message I'm conveying? Can you tell me what I'm saying? No! I'm going to the hardware store. People say I'm a geek, a moronic little freak, an annoying pipsqueak with an unfortunate physique. But the Frenchies think that my poop don't stink. I'm a genius in France. Hug with your mouth full, bite the hand that feeds you. Bite on more than you can chew. Dare to be stupid, dare to be stupid, dare to be stupid, dare to be stupid. Another comes on, another one rides the bus. Hey, gonna sit by you, another one rides the bus. I just can't understand it. Why won't you return my phone calls? Are you still mad I gave a mohawk to your cat? Melanie, what can the problem be? Sweet Melanie, why won't you go out with me? I'm driving a truck, pedal to the metal, hope I don't run out of luck. Wearing feather boas with sequins and chiffon, driving a truck with my high heels on. Hey! Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna educate you, gonna familiarize you with the nomenclature. You'll learn the definition of nouns and prepositions. Literacy is your mission, and that's why I think it's a good time. And he smiled as he said, with a twinkle in his eye, Merry Christmas to all, now you're all gonna die. The night Santa went crazy, the night Saint Nick went insane. Realized he'd been getting a raw deal, something finally must have snapped in his brain. I know Darth Vader's really got you annoyed, but remember, if you kill him, then you'll be unemployed. Oh, my Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Big finish.
10 seconds.
In my front lawn, I know that they're thinking I'm too wide and nerdy. Think it's too wide and nerdy. Gonna be I'm wide and nerdy. Look at me, I'm wide and nerdy. Oh, gee, I'm wide and nerdy. Do you think I'm wide and nerdy? Gonna be I'm wide and nerdy. Oh, gee, I'm wide and nerdy. Look at me, I'm wide and nerdy. Hey, hey, hey.
240.
240, I'll take that.
240.
There you go. Plus, I turned redder than ever before.
That's right.
No, you've been redder than that.
Yes.
Anybody would know it would be you, Kevin.
That's right.
All right, that's enough of that. Now it's time to beg for money. So let's do that.
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover or a 2-drink minimum. So what did you expect, Jack?
Yay.
This is the point in the show where I tell you to go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click donate to the comedians. And if you give us $10 today, next week Steve will do it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
That's true. I will.
Money back guarantee, everybody. Money back guarantee. If you go to virtualcomedyshow.com and donate to the show. That's all you have to do. Also, we'll get Patty and me and Steve someplace to live, not here. That's what we'll move to. We'll move in with Steve in Edinburgh is what we'll do.
That's right.
Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and give money. Donate to the comedians, and we'll give Lenny Schmidt's daughter's money to put him in a home. I think that'll be the because the Alzheimer's is here and he's ready for the home, everybody. Ready for the home. So go to virtualcomedyshow.com. Click donate to the comedians and do what you've never done before. Actually help us do that.
Some of us have done it before.
I want to be done before 10.
Okay, here comes the worst joke of the week.
Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Worst joke. Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
Not yet.
The fire-spitting dragon sculpture outside the Wawel Castle in Krakow, Poland, which I've been to, by the way. It's really cool. Will stop spewing out flames for a month because the sculpture has been using way more fuel than it's supposed to. So they're going to turn it off for a while. But don't worry, for tourists, they have put up a replacement statue of a man that still blows fire, but sadly it's on loan from Taco Bell, so the fire comes out the other end.
Yay! Good night, everybody.
It's the worst show.
That was really good.
like to watch this show. It's gonna be a long 4 years. We have a lot of fun at the virtual comedy show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch stuff decompose. Keep coming back to the virtual comedy show. We appreciate your support of the virtual comedy show. With a budget of nada, nothing zero. We're a little less fancy than HBO. Still, every Monday is the virtual comedy show. See you Monday at the virtual comedy show. It's at www.virtualcomedyshow.com. That's right.
And